Did you know that nearly 92% of people fail to achieve their New Year's resolutions? It's a shocking statistic, but it highlights a critical truth. Building self-discipline is tough. If self-discipline was easy, we'd all be in perfect shape, have perfect productivity, and be on top of every goal we set. But the reality is, we all struggle with distractions, procrastination, and staying on track. So, why is it so hard to build self-discipline? The answer lies in our brains. Psychologists have found that our willpower is limited, like a muscle that gets tired after use. But here's the good news. Self-discipline can be developed, just like a skill. It's not about having more willpower, it's about using the right strategies to make discipline work for you. In this video, we'll dive deep into how you can master self-discipline, step by step. You'll learn the surprising power of tiny daily habits, discover why temptation is so hard to resist, and find out how to rewire your brain for success. By the end, you'll have the tools to build habits that stick and crush your goals. Stick around, you won't want to miss this. Chapter 1. The hidden power of micro-disciplines. Small wins, big results. When it comes to self-discipline, we often think we need to take big steps and make huge changes. But here's a secret: small, consistent actions lead to big results. This is the power of micro-disciplines. A study from the University of London showed that people who focused on small, specific habits were far more likely to stick to them. In fact, micro goals are more effective because they're easier to commit to. It's like running a marathon. It's not about one huge leap, but about taking one small step at a time. Think about it. Adding just 10 minutes of exercise every day can lead to serious fitness improvements over months. It's the same with any goal. Break it down into smaller chunks and you'll be amazed at how much you can accomplish. The best part? Micro-disciplines don't feel overwhelming. This makes them easier to stick with, even on your busiest days. Start by choosing one tiny habit you can do daily. It could be reading for 5 minutes, writing a sentence in your journal, or even just drinking a glass of water first thing in the morning. Then, commit to doing it every single day, no excuses. Over time, these small wins stack up and give you the confidence to tackle bigger challenges. Micro-disciplines are a sustainable way to build self-discipline without burning out. The key is consistency. When you repeat small actions every day, they become automatic. According to research by psychologist Wendy Wood, habits form more quickly when they are consistent and effortless. This is how tiny routines become powerful forces for change. It's about forming habits that eventually become second nature. You'll barely even have to think about it. As you hit these small milestones, you build momentum. And that momentum drives you toward larger goals. Don't underestimate the power of micro-disciplines. They might seem small now, but they're the building blocks of self-discipline and success. Chapter 2. The Psychology of Temptation. Why you're wired to fail, and how to beat it. We've all been there. Sitting at our desk, staring at a task we know we should finish, but instead, we grab our phone. Why does this happen? The answer lies in our brain's wiring. Our brains are hardwired to seek pleasure and avoid discomfort, and in today's world, temptation is everywhere. The allure of checking social media, grabbing a snack, or watching TV can be irresistible. But here's the truth: understanding why we give in to temptation is half the battle. Psychologist Roy Baumeister's famous ego depletion theory suggests that self-control is like a muscle. It gets tired. Every time we resist a temptation, we use up some of our self-control energy. That's why after a long day of saying no to distractions, it's easier to give in. So, how do we fight this? The key is to set up your environment for success. According to research by Stanford psychologist B.J. Fogg, the more we make our desired behaviors easy, the more likely we are to follow through. For example, if you want to eat healthier, don't keep chips or candy within arm's reach. Place fruits or veggies where they're easy to grab instead. The less effort it takes to make the right choice, the more likely you are to stick with it. Another great strategy is to use the 10-minute rule. If you're feeling tempted to procrastinate, tell yourself you'll just work on your task for 10 minutes. Once you get started, it's much easier to keep going. The hardest part is often just getting started. Once you begin, momentum takes over. Building self-discipline also requires self-awareness. Take note of when your temptation triggers occur. Is it during certain times of the day or after a stressful situation? Recognizing these patterns can help you prepare ahead of time and resist temptations when they arise. Remember, you don't have to be perfect, you just need to keep trying and learn from setbacks. Chapter 3. Mind over Matter. Rewiring your brain for success. The idea that our brains are set in stone is a myth. In fact, neuroplasticity, the brain's ability to change and adapt, is real. This means you can rewire your brain to be more disciplined, focused, and goal-oriented. But how exactly does this work? When you create new habits, you're literally changing the structure of your brain. According to neuroscientist Dr. Sarah Lazar, habits form new neural pathways, which makes the behaviors easier to repeat. It's like training a muscle. The more you practice, the stronger and more automatic the behavior becomes. So, if you want to develop greater self-discipline, you need to train your brain daily. Visualization is one powerful technique to help rewire your brain. Olympic athletes use it to enhance their performance. They vividly imagine themselves succeeding before they even step onto the field. You can use this technique too. Picture yourself finishing that big project or sticking to your morning routine. The more real you make these visualizations, the more your brain believes they are possible. Another technique is affirmations. Research shows that repeating positive affirmations can change the way you perceive yourself. For instance, telling yourself, "I am disciplined," or "I can achieve my goals," can help shift your mindset. This helps build the confidence necessary to follow through on your goals. Finally, be patient. Rewiring your brain takes time. In fact, studies show it takes about 66 days to form a new habit. So, don't expect overnight results. Be kind to yourself during the process. The more consistent you are, the more your brain adapts to your new behavior. Self-discipline is not a trait you're born with, it's a skill you can develop. With the right strategies and mindset, you can train your brain to stay focused and reach your goals. If you're enjoying this so far, don't forget to subscribe. We've got more insights coming your way. Chapter 4. The Unbreakable Morning Routine. Start your day with purpose. A solid morning routine sets the tone for the entire day. It's like the foundation of a house. The stronger it is, the better everything else stands. According to research from the University of Pennsylvania, people with structured morning routines report higher productivity and lower stress. The secret is to start your day with intention. One effective strategy is to wake up at the same time every day. This helps regulate your body's internal clock, improving sleep quality. A study from the National Institutes of Health found that having a consistent sleep schedule can significantly boost energy levels and focus. When your body knows when to wake up, it gets easier to rise with energy. Next, incorporate a physical activity into your morning routine. Even just 10 minutes of stretching or a brisk walk can get your blood flowing and activate your mind. Harvard Health reports that exercise in the morning not only improves focus but also boosts your mood by releasing endorphins. These feel-good hormones will help you approach your day with a positive attitude. Don't forget to plan your day. Take 5 minutes each morning to set your priorities. A study from Dominican University found that people who write down their goals are 42% more likely to achieve them. Whether it's a to-do list or simply outlining your goals, taking time to plan ensures you stay focused. Lastly, start your morning with gratitude. Research from Dr. Robert Emmons, a leading gratitude expert, shows that practicing gratitude can improve overall well-being and increase self-discipline. Whether it's jotting down 3 things you're grateful for or simply reflecting, gratitude helps you approach the day with a mindset of abundance, not scarcity. By making small, intentional changes in your morning routine, you'll set yourself up for a productive and disciplined day. It's not about having the perfect morning, but creating a foundation that supports your goals. Chapter 5. The Art of Saying No. How to set boundaries and protect your goals. One of the most powerful ways to build self-discipline is learning to say no. This doesn't mean being rude or selfish. It means protecting your time and energy so you can focus on what truly matters. According to clinical psychologist Dr. Henry Cloud, saying no is a form of self-respect. It's about drawing a line between what's important to you and what isn't. Setting boundaries is crucial because it prevents burnout and keeps you on track. Research from the American Psychological Association shows that setting clear boundaries at work or in personal life reduces stress and increases productivity. Boundaries give you the space to focus on your goals without distractions. One strategy to set boundaries is to practice the soft no. Instead of flat-out rejecting someone, try offering an alternative. For example, "I can't meet today, but I'd love to catch up next week." This keeps you from feeling guilty while still protecting your time. Another useful technique is to schedule your no time. If you find yourself overwhelmed by social commitments, make time for solitude or work by putting it in your calendar. Studies have shown that scheduling uninterrupted time helps prevent distractions and increases focus. Treat your no time like a meeting that you can't cancel. You also need to get comfortable with feeling uncomfortable. Saying no can be hard, especially if you're a people pleaser. But, in the long run, it's about putting your needs first. Learning to say no is a critical skill in maintaining self-discipline and protecting your personal growth. Remember, every time you say yes to something that doesn't align with your goals, you say no to the things that do. And that's the real power of boundaries. Chapter 6. From willpower to strategy. Turning discipline into a daily habit. Willpower alone isn't enough to build self-discipline. To make lasting changes, you need a strategy that makes discipline a daily habit. According to psychologist James Clear, the key to forming lasting habits isn't about trying harder, it's about making the right choices easier. Clear's book Atomic Habits emphasizes the power of making small adjustments to your environment that encourage good behaviors. One strategy is to use the 2-minute rule. This rule suggests that any habit you want to build should take no longer than 2 minutes to start. If you want to read more, start by reading 1 page. If you want to exercise, begin with just 2 minutes of stretching. This small start helps overcome the initial resistance, making it easier to build momentum. Another effective strategy is habit stacking. This involves attaching a new habit to an existing one. For example, if you already drink coffee every morning, add a new habit, like reviewing your goals for the day, right after you pour your coffee. By stacking new habits onto existing ones, you create a seamless routine that's easier to stick with. It's also important to track your progress. A study by Dr. Gail Matthews found that people who wrote down their goals and tracked their progress were 33% more successful in achieving them. Whether you use an app, a journal, or a simple calendar, tracking helps reinforce your commitment and gives you a sense of accomplishment. Another tip is to celebrate small wins. Research from the University of British Columbia shows that celebrating small achievements activates the brain's reward system, which encourages you to keep going. Every time you reach a milestone, take a moment to acknowledge your success. This keeps you motivated and strengthens your self-discipline. Finally, make sure to be flexible. Life happens, and not every day will go according to plan. Instead of beating yourself up when things don't go as expected, adjust and move forward. Building self-discipline is about progress, not perfection. The more you apply these strategies consistently, the more automatic your discipline becomes. By transforming discipline into a daily habit, you'll set yourself up for long-term success. With the right strategies, you can make self-discipline a natural part of your life. If you found these tips helpful, don't forget to subscribe. Stay tuned for more strategies to help you stay disciplined and achieve your goals.